to go. But the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight cars. Thomas pulled as hard as he could, but the freight cars wouldn't move. "I have to hurry," puffed Thomas. He heaved, he huffed, and he puffed, and he heaved so hard, the coupling broke. Thomas shot forward. Cocoa powder flew everywhere. "Now I'll never get to take the children," puffed Thomas.
Thomas rolled quietly up behind Bert's trucks. And just as the crane dropped the timber, he gave them an extra big shunt. "Ho ho," laughed Thomas. "Now you'll be late for your important job." And he puffed away.
His passengers were singing his praises, and he was making express time.
"I'm the greatest! Just watch me fly by!"
He whistled long and loud as he approached the station. Suddenly, he saw a freight car on the line ahead.
"Get out of my way!"
But the freight car wouldn't move until Gordon forced it by accident.
Then Duck noticed something else. "There's no sign of a tail lamp," he puffed. He whistled, but there was no reply. Meanwhile, Henry had noticed something too. "My train's getting heavier," he thought to himself. "I'm slowing down." Then there was trouble. No one was hurt, but a strong smell of fish hung in the air. He was still cross when they reached the top station. Sir Handel was hoping for a rest, but his driver thought otherwise. "We'll leave the coaches now and fetch some cars from the quarry." "Cars," snorted Sir Handel. "Cars. I won't. So there." Sir Handel was about to cause a great deal of trouble. "Told you," said Sir Handel. By the time workmen came to rescue him, Sir Handel was feeling rather silly.
Gordon puffed into the station. He was very excited. There were lots of people he could show off to. "Watch how smoothly I can go," puffed Gordon. Gordon was so busy showing off, he didn't see how icy the track was. Gordon slid right through the station and into a siding. Everyone watched as he puffed into a big pile of snow. "Yuck!" coughed Gordon. Luckily, no one was hurt. Thomas felt very happy, so he blew his new whistle loudly. Rheneas was surprised. He jumped and biffed into his trucks. Skarloey and Sir Handel laughed. Even Rheneas thought it was funny. "That was fun," tooted Thomas. Now he wanted to play more jokes and have more fun. So Thomas chuffed off to look for another engine to peep.
Soon Thomas was on his way to pick up the workers at the new station. Difficult bend, he puffed nervously. The difficult bend came nearer and nearer. Thomas was supposed to slow down, but he wanted to get past the bend quickly. So Thomas went faster and faster. The coaches rattled and shook. Soon be over, Thomas said to himself. And soon it was. Luckily, no one was hurt. But Thomas felt sadder than ever.
But Rheneas and Skarloey weren't safe and sound at all. The track was very steep. Rheneas and Skarloey were determined to bump Freddie's buffers, so they were racing very fast. Faster, wheezed Skarloey. Then there was trouble. Rheneas raced right off the track. Oh no! Cried Skarloey.
Neville was speeding through the countryside as fast as he could. Suddenly, Neville saw a barrier on the track. He slammed on his brakes, but it was too late. Neville was in terrible trouble. He was on the broken end of the bridge. Thomas knew it was all his fault. Suddenly, he had an idea. So Thomas huffed and puffed up Gordon's Hill. Skarloey was very heavy. The old flatbed coupling creaked and groaned. But still Thomas huffed and chuffed as hard as he could. Then there was trouble. Just as he got to the top of the hill, the coupling came loose, and Skarloey rolled backwards. "Help!" cried Skarloey, but it was too late. Skarloey's flatbed biffed into the sidings and came off the track. "Oh no!" moaned Thomas.
Diesel, thinking he could get away with his bad behavior, was ruder than ever. Next day, he was shunting freight cars full of china clay. He banged the cars hard into the buffers, but the buffers weren't secure. The silly cars were sunk.
Gordon steamed across the island. He felt very pleased with himself. He was sure the other engines would forget his clunk click and treat him properly now. He saw Emily coming. He listened for her toot toot, but Emily didn't toot at all. This made Gordon very cross. He was so cross that he didn't see the signal telling him to stop. And he didn't see the goods train ahead until it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Gordon came off the rails. He was covered in gooey red jam.
Toad sped past Henry. More danger lay ahead. Men were working on a bridge, but they had been warned about the runaway Toad and his freight cars. They diverted him onto old sidings, straight into a muddy pool.
Stopped at last.
Peter Sam duly waited at the bottom of the slope for the loaded trucks. He never bumped trucks unless they misbehaved, but the loaded trucks couldn't see him properly. They thought he was Sir Handel. The chance for trickery had come. "Faster! Faster!" they yelled. "No, no!" wailed the empty trucks. "It's Peter Sam!" But it was no use. "Hurrah! Hurrah!" roared the trucks. Peter Sam shut his eyes. "Beep! Beep!" wailed Peter Sam. Rusty was working nearby and came to help clear up the mess. "Bust my buffers!" exclaimed Rusty. "Never mind, Peter Sam, we'll get you out."